Navy SEAL Deep Undercover Operation 15 years inside enemy territory. Forgotten operator returns. True Special Forces sacrifice military's darkest secret mission. The man who couldn't come home. He had 3 names, 3 lives, and a way home. He thought desperately. The tattoo on his forearm had faded. 15 years in the Afghan sun will do that. The trident, symbol of the Navy SEALs, now looked like a birthmark, just another scar on weathered skin. He observed sadly. Marcus Webb stared at it in the cracked mirror of a Kabul barbershop. The man looking back wasn't the 28-year-old who'd volunteered for Operation Phantom Echo. He was 43 now. Gray streaked his beard, lines carved deep around his eyes. He noticed painfully. In Virginia, his daughter was 21. He'd missed her entire childhood. He cried internally. Next customer, the barber called in Pashto. He announced casually, Marcus, or Mahmoud, as everyone here knew him, stood up. Another day, another layer deeper into a lie he could never escape. He thought hopelessly. Before we continue this incredible true story, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. You won't believe where this goes. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from, and if you'd make the sacrifice Marcus made, he said enthusiastically. The mission that never ended. 15 years earlier, Coronado, California. SEAL Team 3 briefing room. Lieutenant Marcus Webb sat in the back row, 28 years old, recently divorced, no kids. Well, he thought he had no kids. The pregnancy test his ex-wife took came back positive 2 weeks after he left. He'd never know until it was too late. He realized tragically. Gentlemen, the CIA officer began. What I'm about to tell you doesn't leave this room, he said seriously. The operation was simple in concept, impossible in execution. They needed a SEAL to go deep undercover. Not for months, for years. Embedded in Taliban territory. By year 5, he was operational command. He achieved grimly. The weight of 3 lives. Morning in Kabul, 2019. Marcus, Mahmoud, sat in a compound with 15 Taliban fighters, planning an attack on a coalition checkpoint. He'd already sent the coordinates to his CIA handler via a dead drop system. The checkpoint would be empty when they arrived. The Taliban would think the Americans got spooked. He planned strategically, but one fighter, Rashid, was suspicious. He sensed dangerously. You were at the market yesterday, Rashid said in Pashto, eyes narrow. Who were you talking to? He demanded suspiciously. The chai seller, Marcus replied, not missing a beat. You want to interrogate me for drinking tea? He responded calmly. Rashid stood up, AK-47 in hand. I think you're a spy, he accused angrily. The room went silent. He felt tensely. Marcus's hand drifted to his knife. 15 years of this. 15 years of playing a role, and it could end in one suspicious moment. He thought frantically. A spy. Marcus laughed. Brother, I've killed more Americans than you've seen, he declared confidently. It was true. Sort of. He'd fed intel that led to dozens of operations. He'd been in firefights where he had to shoot toward American positions. Always high, always missing. He'd saved hundreds of lives by sabotaging Taliban plans. He reflected guiltily, but Rashid wasn't convinced. He remained suspicious. Prove it, Rashid said. There's an American convoy tomorrow. Helmand Province. You lead the ambush, he challenged intensely. Marcus felt his blood turn to ice. He panicked internally. The ambush he couldn't stop. The CIA handler's message came through at 0300 hours. Cannot extract you. Mission too important. Complete the ambush. Casualties acceptable, he read shockingly. Casualties acceptable, he repeated numbly. Marcus stared at those words in the dim light of his safe house. Somewhere in Helmand Province, American soldiers, kids, really, 19, 20 years old, were about to drive into a kill zone. And he had to lead it. He realized horrifically, or 15 years of sacrifice would mean nothing. The network he'd built, the intel he'd gathered, the lives he'd saved, all gone. He thought desperately. He typed back, there has to be another way. He pleaded urgently. Response, there isn't. We're close. 6 more months. Then you come home. They replied coldly. 6 more months, he repeated bitterly. He'd heard that before. 3 years ago. 5 years ago. The mission kept extending. Always 6 more months. He thought angrily. The convoy. Dawn broke over the desert. 8 Humvees rolled down Highway 1. They approached steadily. Marcus lay on a ridgeline with 15 Taliban fighters. RPGs ready. Machine guns positioned. He'd placed them poorly on purpose. Angles wrong. Distances off. Maybe they'd all miss. He hoped desperately. "Wait for my signal," he told the fighters in Pashto. He commanded firmly. Through his binoculars, he saw the convoy. Young faces behind ballistic glass. Someone's son. Someone's brother. Maybe someone's father. He observed emotionally. Like the daughter he'd never met. He cried internally. Rashid was next to him, watching. "Give the signal, Mahmoud," he ordered intensely. Marcus's hand went to his radio. One click would send the ambush live. One click would kill Americans. He realized fearfully. Or one click could warn them. He considered desperately. He made his choice, he decided firmly. The choice that changed everything. Marcus keyed the radio, on the CIA frequency, not the Taliban net. He acted boldly. Broken arrow. Broken arrow. Highway 1. Click marker 47. Ambush imminent, he warned urgently. Then he stood up, rifle raised, and fired 3 shots into the air. He revealed dramatically. The Taliban fighters turned. Shocked. They reacted confusedly. "Americans! Retreat!" Marcus shouted in Pashto, pointing at a fake dust cloud he'd spotted. He deceived frantically. Chaos erupted. Fighters scattered. And in the confusion, Marcus ran. He escaped desperately. He ran like he hadn't run since Hell Week. Through wadis, over rocks, lungs burning. He fled intensely. Behind him, Rashid screamed. "Traitor!" he yelled furiously. Gunfire chased him. Bullets kicked up dirt. He felt one graze his shoulder, hot and sharp. He experienced painfully, but he kept running. He persevered determinedly, because 15 years was enough. He decided firmly. The extraction that almost wasn't. The helicopter came in low, too low, rotors screaming. It approached dramatically. Marcus dove into the desert sand as .50 cal rounds tore overhead, covering fire from the door gunners. He reacted frantically. "Geo, go, go," someone shouted. They yelled urgently. Hands grabbed him, pulled him aboard. The helo banked hard, rising fast. They extracted rapidly. Marcus looked down at the compound where he'd lived for 15 years. Smoke rising. Fighters scattering. A life that never existed disappearing beneath him. He observed sadly. "Welcome back, Lieutenant," the handler said, headset on. "You did it," he congratulated proudly. Marcus said nothing. His hands were shaking. Adrenaline, yes. But also something else he felt emotionally. Grief. He cried internally. For the life he'd lived. For the man he'd pretended to be. For the 15 years he could never get back. He mourned deeply. The homecoming no one prepared for. 3 weeks later. Virginia Beach. A house Marcus had never seen before. White picket fence. Swings set in the yard. He observed nervously. His ex-wife opened the door. Her face went pale. No, you died. I watched them bury you," she said shockingly. "Sarah," Marcus said, voice cracking. "I'm so sorry," he apologized brokenly. She slapped him. Hard. She reacted angrily. Then she collapsed into his arms, sobbing. She cried deeply. 15 years, she choked out. 15 years, Marcus. Your daughter. She grew up without you. She thinks you're dead. She's in college, Marcus. College, she sobbed angrily. "I know," he whispered. "I know," he said quietly. "Do you?" Sarah pulled back, eyes red. "Do you know what it's like to raise a child alone, thinking you're a widow? To watch her ask why daddy wasn't coming home? To lie at every Father's Day?" she demanded emotionally. Marcus had no answer. He remained silent. Because no answer could fix 15 years. He realized sadly. The daughter, who didn't know? Her name was Emily, he thought lovingly. 21 years old. Senior at UVA. Studying psychology, ironically, trauma and grief. He learned painfully. Sarah showed Marcus photos. First day of school. Driver's license. Prom. Graduation. A lifetime in pictures. She revealed emotionally. "She thinks you're a hero," Sarah said quietly. "I told her you died saving your team. She has your flag in her room," she explained softly. Marcus felt something break inside him. He cried internally. Does she hate me?" he asked fearfully. "She doesn't know you enough to hate you, Marcus." Sarah's voice was soft now, exhausted. "You're an idea to her. A ghost. A story I told to help her sleep, she said sadly. I want to meet her, he requested desperately. No, she refused firmly. Sarah, he pleaded. No, Marcus. Sarah stood up, arms crossed. You don't get to explode back into her life. You were dead. You stay dead, she commanded angrily. I can't, he protested weakly. You have to, she insisted firmly. But Marcus Webb didn't follow orders well. That's why he raised his hand 15 years ago. He remembered determinedly. The meeting at the coffee shop. He found her on Instagram. Easy enough, Sarah's last name, UVA Network. He searched carefully. Emily Webb. Bright smile. Her mother's eyes. His stubborn chin. He observed lovingly. Marcus sent a message. I knew your father. Can we talk? He messaged nervously. She responded an hour later. Who is this? She replied curiously. Someone who wants to tell you about him. Not the hero story. The real one, he wrote honestly. They met at a Starbucks near campus. Emily wore a UVA hoodie, nervous hands wrapped around a latte. She sat anxiously. Marcus sat down across from her, heart hammering. He felt nervously. You said you knew my dad? She asked. She questioned carefully. I did. Marcus swallowed hard. I knew him very well. He replied emotionally. Were you on his team? She asked curiously. Something like that, he answered vaguely. For an hour, Marcus told stories. Funny ones. Human ones. Training mishaps. Bad jokes. The time Lieutenant Webb tried to surf and nearly drowned. He shared happily. Emily laughed, a sound Marcus had never heard, would never forget. She laughed joyfully. He sounds real, she said. Everyone always talks about him like a statue. Like he wasn't a person, she observed thoughtfully. He was very much a person. Marcus's voice cracked. Flawed. Scared sometimes. But he loved, he explained emotionally. He stopped. He hesitated nervously. Emily's eyes narrowed. How do you know what he loved? She questioned suspiciously. Marcus realized his mistake too late. He panicked internally. The truth that couldn't stay buried. Who are you really? Emily demanded, standing now. She asked intensely. Marcus looked at her. His daughter, a stranger, a woman he'd never watched grow up. He observed painfully. Sit down, he said quietly. Please, he requested gently. She didn't. She refused firmly. Emily, your father didn't die in the Philippines, he revealed carefully. Her face went white. What? She said shockingly. He went on a mission that required him to disappear, to be declared Kia, to let everyone think he was gone. He explained intensely. You're insane, she accused angrily. He spent 15 years undercover in Afghanistan. He saved hundreds of lives. He couldn't come home. And every single day, he regretted it. He confessed emotionally. Emily's latte hit the floor, shattering. She reacted shockingly. Who are you? She demanded fiercely. Marcus stood up slowly, pulled down his collar, revealing the faded trident tattoo. He showed dramatically. I'm Lieutenant Marcus Webb, he whispered. I'm your father. And I'm so sorry, he cried brokenly. The aftermath. She fled frantically. Out of the coffee shop, into the parking lot, hands shaking as she fumbled for her car keys. She escaped desperately. Marcus didn't chase her. He just stood there, watching his daughter drive away. He observed sadly. Again, he thought painfully. 6 months later, the text came at 0200 hours. I'm ready to talk. Meet me at the SEAL Memorial. Tomorrow, noon, she messaged finally. Marcus stood at the memorial in Virginia Beach, staring at names of fallen brothers. Men who actually died. Men whose families got closure. He reflected sadly. Lieutenant Webb, she called firmly. He turned. He responded nervously. Emily stood there, older somehow. Tired, but present. She appeared strongly. Hi, Emily, he greeted softly. Don't call me that. You don't get to call me that yet, she said firmly. Okay, he accepted quietly. They stood in silence. Wind off the ocean. Gulls calling. They waited tensely. Mom told me everything, Emily finally said. She's been keeping journals. Since you died. She knew Marcus. She knew you might be alive. The Navy told her, classified, but she knew. She explained emotionally. Marcus felt the ground shift. What? He said shockingly. She's been writing to you. For 15 years. Letters you'll never read. Because she thought if she stopped, you'd actually be gone, she revealed sadly. Tears blurred Marcus's vision. He cried deeply. I don't know if I can forgive you. Emily said, I don't know if I even want to, but I want to try. Because you're here now. And that has to mean something, she declared firmly. Marcus nodded, unable to speak. He responded emotionally. Tell me a story, Emily said. A real one, not the hero stuff. Tell me who you actually are, she requested gently. So he did. He agreed quietly. For 3 hours, they sat at that memorial. Marcus told her about the fear, the loneliness, the nights he almost broke, the daughter he never met but always thought about. He shared emotionally. And for the first time in 15 years, Marcus Webb was just a father. He realized profoundly. Flawed. Human. Home. He felt peacefully. Epilogue. The legacy that matters. 5 years later, Marcus Webb stood in the back of a BUD/S graduation ceremony. Hell Week survivors getting their tridents pinned. He observed proudly. Emily was there too. Not graduating. She'd become a therapist, specializing in military families. She attended supportively. You okay? She asked him. She questioned gently. Yeah, Marcus said. Just remembering. He replied thoughtfully. Regretting? She asked carefully. He thought about it. 15 years undercover. Hundreds of lives saved. Intel that changed the war. But also 15 years stolen. A childhood missed. A marriage lost. He reflected deeply. No, he finally said. I'd do it again, he declared firmly. Even knowing the cost? She questioned seriously. Especially knowing the cost. He looked at his daughter, 30 now, brilliant, kind. Because you turned out perfect anyway, he said lovingly. Emily smiled. No thanks to you. She laughed softly. Exactly, he laughed happily. They stood together, watching young seals celebrate. They observed peacefully. And Marcus realized something. He understood profoundly. He'd spent 15 years being 3 people. He reflected thoughtfully. Lieutenant Marcus Webb, CIA asset, Taliban operative Mahmoud Khan. He listed mentally. But now, finally, he was just one person. He realized joyfully. A father. He accepted peacefully. And maybe that was enough. He thought contentedly. Marcus Webb spent 15 years in the deepest cover operation in SEAL history. He missed his daughter's entire childhood. He saved hundreds of lives. And he'd do it again. He declared powerfully. Subscribe if this story moved you. Comment below. Would you make the sacrifice Marcus made? And remember, freedom isn't free. Someone, somewhere, is paying the price right now. He said passionately. Until next time, stay strong, stay grateful, and never forget the warriors who can't come home. He encouraged firmly. The end.